Hello, I'm Libby Hill, and I'm a speech and language therapist. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for standing together, and thank you for refusing to stay silent while the rights of disabled children and young people are under threat. We're here because families need rights, not reassurances. And that message couldn't be more important right now. Every single week in my work, I meet families who are fighting the system. Families who are exhausted, families who are terrified for their children's futures, families who are being pushed to breaking point, simply trying to secure support that should never have required a battle in the first place. And what these proposed SEND reforms risk doing is taking away the very protection that those families rely upon. We're told that these changes are about improving the system, but families know the reality because families already know what happens when accountability disappears. They already know what it feels to be like, to be ignored, to be delayed, to be dismissed, to be told to wait while their child struggles. The problem has never been that the families have too many rights. The problem is that families already have to fight far too hard to access the rights that already exist. And now we're being told that children may no longer have those rights. Children are not templates. Children are not categories. We don't all need the same thing. Every child is different. Every child deserves to be seen as an individual human being with individual strengths, needs, challenges, and potential. And that's why legally enforceable EHCPs matter. Because they recognise that support must be based on assessed need, not what is cheapest, easiest, or most convenient for the system. I want people to really think about what these proposed changes could mean. Families could lose the legal right to the provision that their child needs. Children who cannot cope in mainstream settings could potentially be moved into inclusion units or alternative bases without parents having the protections they currently have through EHCP law. Parents could lose meaningful legal routes to challenge decisions. And local authorities, even after successful appeals, could still retain enormous control over placement. This isn't empowerment. This is not inclusion. And that is not protection. Families don't need warm words. They need enforceable rights, because rights are what protect children when systems fail. And let's be honest, systems are already failing many children. I work with children who are unable to attend school because their needs have gone unsupported for too long. I work with families who've spent years fighting for speech and language therapy. Families whose children are masking distress every single day just to survive environments that don't meet their needs. Families who are forced into tribunal processes because they have no other option left. Nobody chooses this fight. No parent wants to spend evenings gathering evidence, reading legislation, and preparing appeals while trying to care for a distressed child or children. Parents do this because they are desperate, because they know what's at stake, and because legal protections are often the only thing that finally forces action. We should never shame families for fighting for their children. We should be asking why they're forced to fight at all. And I want to say something very clearly today. The answer to an overwhelmed SEND system is not to weaken children's rights. The answer is not to remove accountability. The answer is not to make it harder for families to challenge unlawful or unsafe decisions. Real reform would mean properly funding support. It would mean early intervention. It would mean investing in specialist provision, therapies, staffing, training, and genuinely inclusive education. It would mean listening to young people and their families, because families are the experts in their children. And too often, they're treated as obstacles instead of partners. But today shows something powerful. Families are not alone. Professionals are standing beside them. Teachers are standing beside them. Therapists are standing beside them. Communities are standing beside them. Because this matters. It's not about paperwork or policy language. This is about children's lives. It's about whether children can access education safely, whether they can communicate, participate, grow up feeling valued rather than excluded. And it's about whether parents will continue to have the legal power to protect their children when systems are failing to do so. Rights matter most when things go wrong. And that's why we can't allow these rights to disappear. We can't allow legally enforceable support to become vague promises. We can't allow accountability to be replaced by reassurance. Because reassurance does not secure therapy. Reassurance does not secure specialist placements. Reassurance does not protect children in crisis. Rights do. So today we stand together to say clearly and unapologetically, disabled children deserve legally protected support. Families deserve meaningful legal rights. We won't quietly accept reforms that weaken these protections. We're here today because children matter. Their education matters. Their well-being matters. Their futures matter. And their rights matter. So let us keep speaking out, keep standing together, and let us send a message that can't be ignored. Families need rights, not reassurance.